What's good, YouTube? I've seen a bunch of people in my subscriptions feed doing these YCS Vegas tier lists, so I figured I'd do my own. Obviously, we're going to be focusing on Edison format because that's the one I know the most about. Probably the most popular of the three formats. So anyway, we're going to be talking about which decks I think are going to be the best for you to bring to YCS Vegas, especially if you're like a newer player or someone who's only like vaguely familiar with the format. So I'm just going to be talking about what deck I think would be a good idea to bring. Obviously, the IRL meta is maybe a bit different from the online meta. I think the online meta is a lot like Blackwing heavier. At least that's been my experience. I think the IRL meta tends to be more diverse. I feel like I run into more stuff IRL for sure, but maybe that's just my impression. I think I've seen some stats that probably back that up too. But as you can see, we've got a ton of deck lists because I just like reappropriated my like full hour-long metagame tier list into this thing. So we're not going to spend forever going over all the garbage decks or whatever. We're just going to try to breeze through here rather than taking our time to look at every deck profile or whatever. So starting, I guess we'll start at the top. Fairy. Now, this one is pure fairies, I think. We got like 3 different fairy decks on here. I don't know. If I put it lower than mid, I might make Keegan mad, but I think that the deck is just obnoxiously difficult to learn. And also, IRL is less Blackwing heavy, too, so that's like a big issue. Like, when you go into an event, and it's just like 25% Blackwings, and you take fairies, that feels super free. But obviously, when you're playing against just a bunch more like random stuff, it's maybe not as crazy good. Also, like the deck's just really hard, like I said, and misplays get punished super hard and super easy to misplay. So I wouldn't. Yeah, this would not be my go-to for sure. In fact, I'm gonna just say like Chaos Fairy, same thing. Just like the literal like same deal. Everything I just said applies to that one. So yeah. Amaryllis. This one I might call good. I think especially maybe even up here. Like I said, IRL is less Blackwing heavy. And that's like the main issue this deck has. Like every other matchup super good. Vayu matchup is super good. Frog matchup is super good. Hero Beat matchup is super good. It's like just Blackwing's gatekeeping you. But, to a lesser extent maybe than like quick draw decks. But if that's less of a problem, and I guess the deck isn't easy, but it's not like nearly as hard as fairies. A lot of the plays are like pretty relatively easy if you practice with the deck even a little bit. So I'm going to put it up here. Maybe it'll be like bottom of this tier. Maybe I'll move it down to top of this tier. But I really think Amaryllis, and Amaryllis does do better, I think, at IRL events pretty consistently now. A lot of the Amaryllis results are from IRL events, if I'm remembering correctly. So it does make sense in my mind that Amaryllis would actually be better for the IRL meta. And, it's not super obnoxious for newer players to learn either. So, yeah. KFC, this is not even a real... Yeah, this is fake, whatever. Lightsworn? Lightsworn is super easy. It's not a bad deck. Mainly, it just struggles with Blackwings, and if there's less Blackwings, maybe it'll be better. Then again, Lightsworn hasn't had like a whole lot of success lately. Maybe I'll just put the Lightsworn decks up in good. I actually don't think they're not terrible options. Christia Sworn is hard, actually. Maybe I'll put Christia Sworn down here, and this will be like the bottom of good or something. That seems possible. I wouldn't say Lightsworn, like pure Lightsworn, where you can just mill Wolf. I think if you just take that, you'll have a great time milling Wolf, or maybe you'll brick, but, you kind of accept that when you play Lightsworn, it's part of the experience. I'm going to put Lightsworn up in good. I don't think it's a bad option. Hero Beat, on the other hand, yeah, I think we have the stats on this deck, and it's got some issues. And then also its best matchup is Blackwings, and like I said, that's kind of gone. So one of the big selling points is gone. Or, not gone. Blackwings are still going to be a deck that's played a lot. They're just like not going to be, every other match is like it is online, where you're just like, oh my god, it's Blackwing players everywhere. And that's kind of one of the big strengths of Hero Beat, is how solid that matchup is for you. Even if it's not like 60-40, maybe it's like 55-45, that's still really good compared to most other decks against Blackwings. So, also, I think the Hero Beat deck is kind of like... I know it's super simple and super easy, but I think people kind of overrate how easy it is. It's like it's easy as hell, but if you mess up, it actually like hurts you. Like it's not like Blackwings where the pluses are just free and like literally hand wrapped for you by Konami. You have to actually know how to use your cards in Hero Beat. So I think it is like a little bit more difficult than people give it credit for. Blackwings, on the other hand, yeah, this deck is just like literally. I get criticized all the time for saying this is the most autopilot thing in the entire format. Like the optimal line isn't always obvious, but like the good enough to win line is always obvious. The cards are just like Konami sponsored pluses, like I mentioned before. It's just so it spells out for you how everything is meant to work. So I think Blackwings are definitely very good. I think people should probably play them more IRL. Honestly, they're a very solid deck. Maybe they're represented roughly enough IRL. Like I said, they're probably still like I don't know, at least 10%, maybe more. I'm not sure actually what the full pie chart looks like for the IRL meta versus the online meta. We have a lot more stats on the online meta available, so this is like a lot of the things I'm saying in this video might just be complete guesses, but yeah, Blackwings are super easy. Don't let anyone tell you this isn't the most autopilot deck in the entire format, even more than Hero Beat, like I said. Well, it's kind of weird. Like I mentioned, the optimal play is harder to see in Blackwings, but like you can just like misplay like crazy and just win games for free anyway with Blackwings because the deck is just like it holds your hand the entire time. Everything is just a free plus. Shura's a free plus. Blizzard's a free plus. Whirlwind's a free plus. Kalut is Kalut's a 1-for-1, isn't it? But it's like whatever. Everything is super clear. It's like I will Whirlwind Shura, search the Kalut so that I can Kalut over something and get a free +1 from my deck, and then I'll summon Blizzard, make a 1-card synchro. All of it is super obvious, super easy. Like Konami just told you how to do everything. Like you don't need to learn anything. So, all right, I'm done complaining about how simple Blackwing is. I'm gonna have a bunch of angry Blackwing players in the comments being like, "No, you don't understand. You just don't get it, man. It's so much deeper." No, it's not. Okay, X Sabers. This is just don't play X Sabers. I don't know what to tell you. The deck is super complex. It's like a very wombo combo oriented deck that's also not good and randomly loses to a ton of things. Yeah, I think everyone involved will have a bad experience if you play X Sabers. Honestly, it's just gonna be like I don't know. It's just like a difficult ultra sack deck, and I don't think that's a very good option. Diva Hero, on the other hand, I think is an amazing. Where did it go? Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah, I think Diva Hero is an amazing choice. I think it's got tons of good matchups. I think it's super fun. I think it's not too bad to learn, and it's just like got a play style that really resonates with a lot of more casual players, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Like a lot of modern players like to show up and play this deck because it feels sort of combo-y to them, but also it's like not fully committed to that route, so it's still just like a solid mid-range kind of deck. Yeah, I think Diva Hero is really good. Zombies maybe up here. Well, what do I think? Maybe up here. Zombies' worst matchup probably is Blackwings. Then again, Frog is kind of an issue for you too. But the deck is still very good. I think it is kind of tough to learn though. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I should put it down here. What do I think? I'll just leave it here. It's not the most complex combo. It's got like this phenomenon similar to Blackwings where it's like the optimal line isn't always visible, but a good line is usually visible. But then again, I see people screw up zombie lines so much. Maybe I'm like overestimating how easy it is. I don't know. Where do you think? I'll just put it here. I think it's a good option. I think it's kind of like Amaryllis. You just need like a medium amount of time spent learning zombies. Really, if you know like what to do when you've got Goblin, Zombie, Diva, you'll probably be fine. So, Vayu Turbo, I think same deal for this one. It's pretty similar to Zombies. It's like medium difficulty, good matchup spread. Normally it would be up here, I think, but I think in the IRL meta with maybe less Blackwing and less Hero Beat, I think those two are the decks that that Vayu Turbo does really well against, and like Frogs are the one you don't do so well against. I think if there's less of a presence of these other two top tier decks that Vayu Turbo kind of bodies, well, not bodies, but does well against, then maybe Vayu would be a little worse. And like I said, it's only like medium difficulty, but it's still a really good deck. Insane, like wins tons of events. Maybe, yeah, I'll put Lightsworn down here. I think I said I'll put a Lightsworn at the bottom of this tier. So maybe like Vayu here, Zombie here, Lightsworn here is fine. Like, these are still really good decks, obviously. And they're not the most complicated thing in the world. So yeah, Quick Draw is interesting. If we assume less Blackwings, then maybe it could be up here. It's like really the only issue is getting gate kept by Blackwing, so I think I will put it up at least in good. If that's less of a problem, I think Quick Draw is just a very solid deck. And, people do kind of overestimate the difficulty of this one, too. I think it's like medium difficulty, kind of like Zombies or Vayu. The cards they don't play themselves, but if you have a basic understanding and, like, practice the deck a bit, I think you'll get it pretty good. So I'm going to put them in good. Dragon Turbo. Where do I put this? Sunny says this deck is, like, way easier than everyone says it is. If that's true, then, like, then up here, if it's actually, like, just free, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if I should take Sunny's word for it. I've never actually played Dragon Turbo, so I don't know this. That being said, I think Turbo is a really good deck. It probably is easier, maybe, than these types of Blackwing, or Vayu Turbo and Goblin Zombie. I don't know if it's easier than Blackwings. But I have a controversial opinion on the easiness of Blackwings, as I expressed earlier. But yeah, Dragon Turbo is insanely strong, and it's got like multiple wins last year. Not a lot of people play it, but the people who do just like absolutely wreck shit. But that kind of suggests maybe it is a higher skill deck, but we're weighing that against Sunny's words. I don't know who I should trust here. Maybe I should ask Ghost Rider actually. Why did I not think of that? I'll put him here. Benefit of the doubt to Sunny. I don't really know. I don't imagine the deck is too crazy difficult. It is really strong. Yeah, we'll just leave it there. Flamvel. I'll put this here. It's just like bad, but it's easy. It's easy. Its matchups aren't terrible, or it's just like plain bad. Yeah, we'll leave it there. Machina. Where do I think Machina? Machina maybe like here next to Lightsworn. They're kind of similar, I think, to me. They're both reasonably easy decks to play, and they have decent matchup spreads. They're not too bad. I think Machina up and good is fine. Ancient Gear, just don't do this to yourself, please. Disaster Dragon. I'm never as like high on this deck as other people are. I don't know if you can draw Future Fusion every turn like Fitz, I guess then it's up here. But I'm just gonna put it in mid. Norlurus, probably don't. It's weird. Norlurus did have like a first place win IRL and a top 8 at a really big event. What was it? Orlando last year. I think that was Pizza. So it does have some receipts in terms of IRL representation that it doesn't have online. I just don't believe in Norlurus. Like I don't know. I just play this deck and I brick. I never turn one combo anyone. I don't know. I don't know. Someone's gotta like run the consistency numbers on that turn one combo, by the way, because I feel like it rarely happens. But whatever. Frogs are probably fine. I don't know. They're probably just like the same as usual. In fact, Frogs are a real noob filter deck. So if you're someone who thinks the IRL meta is easier, maybe it's better, but I don't really believe that. I think I've played both, and they seem about the same to me. There's this weird thing where IRL players think that the online meta is fake, and online players think the IRL meta is fake. I wonder why that is. It's a very puzzling phenomenon within the community. I just don't get it. I can't explain it. But yeah, I'll just call them good. I'll just put it next to Vayu and Zombies. That seems like a good bet. Maybe just like above, maybe like the same, maybe between. I don't know. We'll just leave it there. It's probably a fine place to put it. Macro Stun. I don't know. Like, nah, just don't do this to yourself. I played this deck in like my Clash of the Jag series, and it just like lost round 1. It just got like 2-0'd by complete off the wall garbage decks. So 0-2 drop, and it's just like stun. Are you really gonna show up to play Edison format to play like a crappy stun deck? I don't know why you would consider that, honestly. Gladiator Beast, pretty clear. That's why the tier is named that. This is like Twilight Plants. Probably just don't. Just play Amaryllis. Like that's the lesson of this tier list. Just play Amaryllis. Gemini. Gemini is like a maybe for me, honestly. I think it loses a lot to these decks I was talking, Blackwing and Hero Beat, that I think are maybe not as good in the IRL meta. The deck is tough, though. Well, it's tough to play optimally, but if you just like summon Soldier, equip Supervise, you can probably like meme your way to victory. I'll put it up in... No, I'll put it next to Disaster Dragon, actually. I think that seems a little more reasonable. I think that seems a little bit more reasonable. Yeah, it's like the lines are pretty complicated. You still can like just brick or lose to random stuff. Even if there's maybe, you're not going to get Icarus attacked as much, I guess. I don't know. Gadgets, just like don't. The Keegan seems to think this deck is good. I do not. I think it's just garbage. I think like everyone is gonna just Fortress Dragon you all day, and even if they don't, they're just gonna like summon a guy and win. I don't know. What does Gadgets even do? It's like just bad. Monster Mash. God, I wish. Yeah, it's down here. It's down here. I've tried so hard, but just like, do not subject yourself to this. You'll feel bad. You just play spell traps, honestly. Chain Burn. Honestly, like, right down here with Glads. Like, same deal as Macro Stun. Why would you do this to yourself? Why would you show up to Vegas and play Chain Burn, honestly? You gotta be a special kind of psycho. Zeta, no. It's bad. I know, I wish it was good. I do. I really do. I've played it a lot. I love Zeta Reticulant, but it's just not. It's just bad, so. Rescue Cat. I'm gonna put this one in mid. I think this deck is underrated. It's not as good as this stuff up here. I think its matchup spread is very solid. I don't think it's too tough to play either. I think the deck's also pretty fun. So it's got a lot going for it. It's just like not good. So it's going to have to be down here. I think next to like Gemini, Disaster Dragon seems reasonable. It's probably higher than other people would put it, but yeah. Dark Gaia. I hate to say it, but yeah. I've tried so hard to make this rock deck work for me. I just cannot. I got so frustrated with it. I had to delete it. And just like stop doing it to myself because I just lose games. I don't know. Maybe I need to practice more, but I feel like I practiced a lot. I feel like I've played this deck more than most people, and I just like cannot figure out how. So yeah, it's unfortunate. Regrettably, it's going down here. Neospatian. I'm gonna put it up here. It's like super underrated, this deck. I'm probably taking this to a Ribbit or something this year. It's not like hard. It's not easy either. Its matchup spread is fine. It's just not like good. It's like similar to Rescue Cat, honestly. I don't know. It's kind of unproven compared to Rescue Cat, maybe. Rescue Cat has a handful of tops here and there, whereas Neospatian does have a handful of tops here and there, actually. So maybe it should go up next to Rescue Cat. Am I really putting it above Christia Sworn and stuff, and like Chaos Fairy and Regular Fairy Hero Beat? Yeah, something seems wrong there. What if I like move all of this up? Actually, we'll put Regular Fairy down. I think like Regular Fairy and Hero Beat, I'm okay with putting at the garbage end of the mid tier, because I just think like, why play Regular Fairy when Chaos Fairy exists, and just don't play Hero Beat? This deck's like super overrated. Samurai, for the love of God, no. Fish. Maybe. I'd rate it like, I don't know. Like, unless you're named James Arc, I don't think you're going to do much with this deck, honestly, so whatever. Gravekeepers, absolutely not. Get out of here. Yeah, actually, even it needs to be lower. It's like lower than Chain Burn. This deck just sucks. It is so bad. It's probably the worst of all the stun decks, and the stun decks all suck, so yeah, just like don't play Gravekeepers, please. Jinzo OTK. This deck, I don't think it's good, but it just keeps winning. Like when I play it, I don't know what to say. It just somehow outperforms my expectations every time. I'm like split on it. I guess I'll throw it in mid for the Jinzo fans. I'm not willing to put it up here based on some games against DB randos. I guess it has some tops IRL too, though. Yo, maybe I do. Maybe this might be cap. Put Jinzo up here. People are going to get mad at me if I put Jinzo. I'm not Keegan. I'm not going to put Jinzo that high. How high am I willing to put Jinzo? I'll put it above Regular Fairy, which would piss Keegan. Wait, does this piss Keegan off? Is he higher? Well, I don't know. I think putting it above Fairy should piss Keegan off. So maybe maybe I shouldn't do that. But he loves both these decks, so maybe it won't offend him too much. I don't know. He's probably not even gonna watch this video. I'm thinking about it too much. Yeah, I'll put it above Hero Beat and regular. Just like, don't play these two. Don't play it. Just play something up here. Yeah, I think that's fair. Insects. Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I could put it here for the meme or whatever, but it is whatever. Crystal Beast, absolutely do not. I tried, I failed, etc. It's like Monster Mash. It's just too garbage. I don't know. If you don't play, well, Crystal Beast is just like a garbage archetype, so I don't know what to do with that one. Aliens, maybe up here, maybe. Why did the it was like frozen there for a second. Yeah, I mean, it's probably better than this stuff down here, and it's like fun, but it's difficult and bad, and yeah, I don't know. We're like in the jank end of this list, so what can we really say? Kawaki Meru, just like, yeah, don't do that one either. Do I really gotta explain all these? All right, that's the tier list. I think Blackwings are a solid option still, even though people seem to play it less IRL. I think, or at least I hope, because a lot of my assumptions were based on that. Amaryllis, I think Amaryllis and like Dragon Turbo and Diva Hero definitely up there with like the big options. I would think potential sleepers. I don't know if these are sleepers. Does Dragon Turbo really count as a sleeper deck? Amaryllis and Diva Hero maybe. These are considered more like roguish, but I think they're super fun and they're really good. And they mainly struggle with decks that you maybe won't see as much IRL. And then down in here we got more of just like some of the other random tier 1 decks, and it delves into weirdness. But yeah, that's my tier list. If you would like to viciously object to anything that I said, I guess you can do that in the comments section, and maybe I'll look at it, but I probably won't. So yeah, that's gonna wrap it up. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.